Are you ready to be great? Stop letting self-doubt, insecurity, and fear prevent you from building your business. This morning, wake up to success. Here's John Preston.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday, October 19th. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of celebrating your wins. Now, I don't mean your big wins, when you win Employee of the Month or something like that, or that big sale you get that everybody celebrates. I'm talking about the little wins that occur throughout the day. We as human beings have a natural tendency to focus so much more on our losses, our defeats, our incompleted tasks, our failures. We just tend to focus much more on the negative than we do the positive. And what happens in this case is we start to create a false narrative about ourselves based on these losses and failures. And we start to feel like we're not destined to be successful, or we're not very good, or the classic, I really suck at this. And the problem is that self-image is not always accurate, because we simply aren't taking all of our wins into effect. So what I want to encourage you to do is to create a wins journal. And throughout the day, every time you have a little win, and it doesn't have to be much. It's, I chose not to eat the cookie. I answered the call from an angry client instead of ghosting them. Those kind of things happen regularly throughout the day. And if we start to track them, we'll notice how many wins we actually have, which will cause us to focus a little bit more on the positive. And something else occurs too. Every time you write a win down in that win journal, a strange thing happens. Dopamine is released, and you feel this sense of satisfaction. And so what happens is, after a while, you start doing things just to create that sense of satisfaction. You start doing things that are wins that in the past might have been losses and failures. And so the net result is, throughout the day, you end up making the right decision more often and having these wins over and over again. And at the end of the day, right before you call it a day and head to bed, take a moment to write down any wins you might have missed, and then read over that list. And you'll go to bed with a sense that you had a much better day than you would have if you'd been focusing on the negatives. And then the next morning, get up first thing and read over your list of wins from yesterday. And what happens is you start the day with this sense of accomplishment, this sense of power that carries you through the day. And the next thing you know, these wins start to pile on top of each other, and you look up one day and you're successful.